Hi everyone. So the last thing you knew, I knew I had some kind of sleep disorder, but I didn't know what. Sleep disorder of unknown origin, I was calling it. I told you about it, then I went in for a sleep study. The sleep study people told me that in 2 weeks or so I should hear back from my sleep doctor. Well, I gave it 2 weeks, and at 2 weeks and 1 day, I called the doctor's office and said, "What's going on? I haven't heard anything." They said, "Well, apparently there's a lot of sleep studies that they're looking at because the results are showing still pending." I'm like, okay, how much longer is it going to be? I mean, this isn't getting any better. So, that's kind of the way it works, you guys. If you don't address something, it's not going to get better on its own. It's likely to just get worse. And they said, well, I would say if we don't reach out to you by the end of next week, call us back. So I'm going to give it until Friday of this week or Monday of next week. And if I haven't heard back, Friday's a little tricky for them. Apparently they end their appointments or they end their something in the morning. So if I'm going to call them back on Friday, I've got to call them back by a certain time. Whereas if I wait until Monday, I can call them. I can get off work and call them and still expect someone to be answering the phone. So we'll see what happens. Or it could happen that this coming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they call and say, okay, we have the results in and this is what we're looking at and this is how we move forward from here. Either way, I thought I'd try vlogging it. Okay, I just got a notification. I am literally about to leave work right now. We are just pulling out of work. And I just up and got a notification from my medical portal that I have a test result. I'm like, what is that? Could this be the sleep study results that I've been waiting for the past 3 weeks? I'm going to... You're not going to hear anything because it's in earphones, and I hope you can hear me. I'm deliberately whispering because I don't want to draw attention to myself here. But I'm going to... What's going to be under these earphones is me reading this test result. Oh, come on. It's being stupid about... I hate my phone. I love my phone, but when it doesn't want to take my stupid fingerprint... Okay. Yeah, this is the sleep study results. Alright. Let's see if I can understand this. It just says images and then scan on this date, this time, scan on this date, this time. That tells me nothing. I think what I'm going to do is wait. It's Wednesday afternoon right now. I'm going to give it until... Do I wait until Friday morning or try to call tomorrow? I'm going to give it a little bit of time, see if my doctor actually puts something in my chart that actually says, here's, like, in plain English, what we see. If that doesn't happen, or if their office doesn't call me, I'm going to call them because the only thing that this notification tells me is that the results are in. Thank you. That's more than you could tell me literally a week ago. But great, the results are in. Happy to hear it. Can I get some details now that we have them? Okay, I'm home and I am back on my camera / MP3 recorder that I actually use for recording YouTube videos. I had been on my Braille Sense recorder. These are little behind-the-scenes tidbits that I don't know if they mean anything to you, but I do know that there's something about moving the Braille Sense around or walking around with it or whatever that makes these noises that I don't know for sure what they are. They're not the most pleasant things to hear. I don't know if I edited them all out or if I ended up leaving a few in just so you know what I'm talking about. But I'm back home and I might actually have Aira, the virtual assistant service that I can't stop bragging about. Bragging about as if I had something to do with it. I didn't have anything to do with it. I just love the service. Overpriced though it may seem now. But they are so helpful. Like when there's pictures that's all they put up there was pictures, or at least that's the way it seems. I don't know. VoiceOver did not read anything in that test result, and I sure would like to know what. I mean, surely my doctor's office will call me in the next couple of days. I'm not even going to give them a couple of days, I don't think. I'm going to give it until like tomorrow. I'll give it until like the end of tomorrow afternoon. If they haven't called me by then, I will probably call them. Now, it's possible that these results just came in literally before that notification. They were not available at all. They were still being decoded. And maybe that result was the tech or the person who was reading the data sending their findings to the portal, thereby sending them to me, to the doctor, to everyone. But I still can't make heads or tails out of that. I'm going to have Aira take a look at it. And then if I haven't heard from my doctor's office by Friday morning, either through the phone or through a follow-up on my portal where the doctor herself actually types in a note that says, the results came back and you have this, that, or another thing, or we suspect this, that, or another thing, or here's how I translate what we now know. I'm going to call them on Friday morning because they, I guess, close at the end of Friday morning. But knowing that there's something available, I'm not willing to wait until Monday. Not now that it's Wednesday afternoon and something has become available. Well, I was hoping my doctor's office might call me, but they didn't. It's now 6-something at night, and, well, I don't know what time it'll be by the time I call Aira. I just tried to call and there was no answer for... I mean, there might have been an answer, but I wasn't willing to wait any longer than I did. And that just means that everyone was busy, but I'll just keep trying. I just want to see if they can make heads or tails out of it. Better than VoiceOver could. They're a human being looking at it. This VoiceOver is just a program trying to work with a program that isn't necessarily compatible. The two programs aren't compatible, but with Aira as a human being using their eyes to look and whether they're telling me, yeah, there's text hidden in this image and here's what it says, or this is what it looks like, Aira's going to be able to say more than VoiceOver. Unless it literally says nothing except scanned on this date, scanned on that date, which, what kind of result is that? Hi, hopefully I've called up TeamViewer. We're calling up my medical portal, and I have a new test result that I've tried to look it up on my phone, and I guess it's just pictures or something. I'm not sure what to make of it, but I want somebody with some eyes to tell me what they can see. Well, I found the text, and I'm on my computer right now reading this text with my text-to-speech screen reader, the program that reads out loud the screen, and it's still not making a lot of sense to me, but I should just wait for the doctor. But I'm like, this is what I can do. If sleep efficiency means how valid the sleep was, how quality the sleep was, it was 80-something%, which means, I mean, that 20%, if I'm trying to be at the top of my game for like work or something I really want to throw myself into, I'm not sure that 80 whatever percent, let me go back and find that number. Sleep efficiency, 82.7%. That 20.3%, like, could mean everything, I guess, when it comes to, like, being on top of the game or not being on top of the game. Well, I'm not going to keep trying to make sense of this. I'm going to just leave this alone and expect the doctor to call me back tomorrow. And if she doesn't, I'll call the office back, because now we're at the point where we just finally got some kind of... We're a step closer to knowing what's going on. And, I mean, obviously the next thing that has to happen is someone who actually knows how to read this and know what it means, and I have to talk. And I've probably said that already in this vlog. Okay, it is actually 2 days later. Thursday, nothing happened as far as getting information from the doctor. And a lot happened as far as stuff that if I ever vlog it, this is not the vlog to discuss that. So I will say that what happened yesterday kind of took talking to the doctor and working out next steps as far as not just my medical situation, but a plan to try to live around it, if that's even possible, to a new sense of urgency. And they close at what, 11:30 this morning. I'm going to give it until about 10 o'clock. If I have not heard from that doctor's office, I'm calling them, because I know we only got the results 2 days ago. 2 days ago at 2 o'clock today. But I just can't keep... I have said over and over again that I wanted out of my current job, but literally this is going to get me fired. That's really not how I wanted this job to end. If it's meant to end that way, it's meant to end that way, I guess, but... However, I would prefer to go on some kind of medical leave and then find my dream job instead, so that I could go on medical leave and then in the middle of my medical leave, email in my resignation. But however my job is meant to end, I need to have a conversation with my doctor. 10 o'clock today. If I haven't heard back from them, I'm calling them.
Thank you for calling Pulmonary Medicine Clinic. To schedule, change, or cancel an appointment, press 1. To speak with your...
Hi, I recently had a sleep study, and I know the results just went up to my chart like 36 hours ago, but I'm calling to see about a follow-up appointment or something, because literally my job is on the line. I'm sure they were getting around to calling me, but yeah. When my boss tells me if I fall asleep at work 2 more times, I'm fired, I'm like, okay, this is like more of an emergency than, I'll give it until Monday afternoon and then call them after work. Of course, the results were kind of, submitted by the lab tech in like mega medical terminology, and my rudimentary knowledge of medical terminology is not enough to make me understand it. And yeah, I want to have her explain what was seen, and let's discuss next steps. I want to do this as close to stat as we can. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay. I have a video appointment with my sleep doctor Tuesday at 8:30. So that means I'll definitely be taking that day off. I probably will not take you along with me to that appointment, if you will. I just don't have the courage to record a conversation with a doctor or anyone else for that matter and put it on YouTube. Kudos to those of you who have the courage to do that. I don't know if I'll ever have the courage to do that. Certainly not by Tuesday. But if nothing else, I can tell you how that conversation goes. Okay, you as a YouTube viewer might get incredibly frustrated by this, but this is a good place, I believe, to wrap up this video. Yeah. They do it on TV all the time, just when things are really getting, like, you're on the edge of your seat, and then, to be continued, no more today. It's like, ah! Well, this might be me doing that. So instead of dragging this vlog out for 3 calendar days, 4 calendar days, whatever it's going to be, I'm just going to end it here, and we'll figure out what's going on in the next video. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.